Snow, our deaf and blind puppy. She's like, where'd you go? She went this way. She went this way. So what you're seeing, you may think you're just looking at a couple of dogs playing, but you're seeing training at work. What do you think, Rocky? Good job. So what you're seeing is, like I said, training at work, because our biggest issue with bringing Snow home, we drove to North Carolina to pick her up. My biggest concern was Quincy. Sit. My biggest concern was Quincy because Quincy's a female and she's intact. Snow is a female, intact. Levi is our deaf bulldog, and Levi and Quincy have played together since the day they've been here. Which, what do you think, Rock? Happy birthday to Quincy. She just turned 4. What do you think, Rock? Anyways, Quincy is fabulous with deaf and now deaf and blind dogs. But this behavior here has been punished, and I'm training on getting it back. I saw that. Sit. So the behavior of the dogs playing with Snow has been punished, meaning it is decreased. And that's right, Rock. Snow started spending more time by herself and developing some what I would call abnormal repetitive behaviors. I need the dogs playing with her to help occupy her time. So it was punished because Levi and Quincy play very rough. Snow can't see or hear, and it confused her, and it scared her, and it punished the behavior of her interacting with them. I've been working for probably 1 to 2 weeks on getting this behavior back. So you see how Quincy shook the toy? It hit Snow in the face, and Snow cowered. That's the behavior that was happening, where it was punishing the behavior of Snow interacting with the dogs. So I'm going to ask her to sit, which is 2 taps on the butt. Good. Here you go. Get down. Yeah. Yeah. Quincy, come get this. Come here. Come get this. That's not funny, Rocky. So to me, this may not look like much, but that makes my day. That makes my week. So anyways, hey everybody. Hi. Welcome to Coffee with the Critters. It's been going on for over 2 years, every Sunday morning, 9 a.m. My name is Lara Joseph, owner of the Animal Behavior Center. We're an international educational center. We're an International Educational Center, teaching people about using applied behavior analysis and positive reinforcement with animals through our online live streaming programs. You can find out more about that at theanimalbehaviorcenter.com. Anyways, so yeah, there's several different behavior issues happening, concerns happening here, so I thought I'd bring it up and let's just talk about them and how I'm resolving them. Hey, Jennifer. Hey, everybody. I'm sorry I haven't been paying attention to who's been coming on. I think Snow, you have to go to the bathroom. I think I've got Milo out in the center. So, good morning, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Coffee with the Critters. Joining me today, Snow and Quincy and all the birds. I'm sure Suki's getting ready to chime in. Yeah, so we've got a lot coming up, a lot going on. And I wanted to talk to you guys about several different behavior issues that are happening here and the plans we're doing to change them. Yay for the dogs today, huh? Hey, Jennifer, how are you? So, no, what I was talking about is I had to really take my time introducing Snow to the dogs. And something tough about working with deaf and blind, I'd say I've only worked with deaf and blind dogs. I work with a lot of deaf and or blind other animals through the Wildlife Rehab Center or through the different work that we do here. I think she's trying to tell me she's got to go to the bathroom. So come with me. Let's go. I've got to go put the pig, Milo, in the other room because Milo and Snow do not get along, which is not uncommon. What do you think? So here's Milo. Yay! Good job. And let's let Snow out. So this is one of the things we're working on with Snow. Because she stands in front of the door. Let me turn this around. Hey, Bruce, good to see you. She stands in front of the door and waits for us to open it. So I'll show you what our training plan is. Let me put this back up on the tripod. So we just started implementing this training plan the other day. So instead of telling her what we don't want her to do, we reinforce what we do want her to do. Let's see, come here. Sit. Over here. Sit. Good. So we want her on her station. Sorry, Quince. Let me tell her to go out. There you go. Go potty. You coming back in? What do you think? Sorry, it might get really loud here for a minute. We've got some, woo! We got some birds flapping their wings. What do you think, Pipsqueak? What do you think? They're watching you. Put your wings on. Let's see those wings. Come on. Let's see them. Put them on. Yeah, so, thank you. Does that make sense, what I just did with Snow? So, she stands in front of the door, and she does that because it serves a purpose. And I have reinforced it because she's deaf and blind. When she stands in front of a door, I let her Quincy's like, this works, man, I'm telling you. Are you yelling at me? Are you training me? Tell me. Tell me. So, Snow standing in front of the door serves a purpose. And I've reinforced it because I was trying to figure out how she could tell me that she needed to go to the bathroom. So now, good. Ready? Can you catch this? No. So now she stands in front of the door when you try to go out and you can't get the door open. So we started talking about this the other day. This is what we're gonna do. We've got the station down, which is supposed to come up whenever we're not training her to sit on it. Are you training me? Are you training me? Okay, yes you are. This is very bad for me to be reinforcing because I think it's cute now. Come here, Quincy. I think it's cute now. But anyways, Quincy, come on. Yeah. I want to say happy birthday to Quincy. She just turned 4 years old. And her registered name is Quincy's Flight of Fancy because she is here for many reasons, aren't you? She's got a job to do and she loves doing it, and that is protecting the birds. And she does that extremely well. So we do numerous different types of training with her throughout the week to make sure we are on track, right? Okay, we'll get on your station. Good. So this is the reason I train. I don't train because I've always wanted to be an animal trainer. No, because I never wanted to be an animal trainer. I wanted to be a marine biologist, a journalist. I wanted to be so many different things. Good. But I've always had a love for animals, and I love seeing animals extremely happy. And, oh, is it Alice's birthday too, Ashley? Awesome. So I love seeing animals extremely happy. See, why wouldn't it happen? Because it served a purpose in the past. I love seeing animals happy and empowered. I train that. Be careful what you train. Exactly, Eva. I train because the animals trained me to train them. So I'm going to ask her, down, stay. I was just talking to somebody the other day. I said, I love to train because it makes me happy. Quincy, come. Quincy, come. Up here. Up here. You can come up here. Yeah. Here's my meathead. Yes, 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 yes. And it helps me take my mind off of things. Training makes me extremely happy because I see it make what I think I see the dogs enjoy it. So now you're going to see me put this on using differential reinforcement. Good. So I just reinforced the barking because I thought it was cute and I knew I'd pay for it. So I'm using differential reinforcement, which we use all the time in changing a behavior. Reinforce an alternate behavior while extinguishing one that's been reinforced in the past. And that's exactly what you saw me just do. I ignored her bark, and then she went and sat on her station, and I reinforced. So using differential reinforcement is one of the best ways to modify a behavior issue, right? Anyways, let me let Snow in because I want to talk about a couple different things. It's like, here I am. I pooped. I feel better. Yeah. What do you think? What do you think? Yeah, so we have... Uh-oh. I saw that coming. Oh, I need to pull that station. So this is one of the behaviors I don't want her doing, which is the spinning. Quincy, sit. Say. All right. So, anyways, several different things that are happening and behavior concerns, different things that we're working with. Don't know if you guys know, but we've got, good morning, Christy. We've got Bellatrix, the Eurasian eagle owl, coming. And she's coming from, she'll be here on the 21st. So, she'll be coming on the 21st. And she is going to be staying in Kronos' old cage. So some people may ask, is that not going to freak out the parrots? The parrots are used to the parrots are used to change. Chris, Janet. I may have to go in the other room. What do you think, Rico? So the parrots are used to change, and this is why I tell people keep your animals used to change. And I do. I have to. And when I don't, I will start seeing behavior issues arise that I don't want to see arise. I will start seeing maybe some abnormal repetitive behaviors, like with Snow, with her spinning. I don't want to see that. And these birds are used to living with owls and numerous different types of animals flying around, but they have not seen an owl in over 5 years. So 5 years ago, we had Moon, the barred owl, from Nature's Nursery for training. So they were used to seeing the barred owl flying around in their aviary. Well, now we are getting ready to bring Bellatrix in. She is a very young Eurasian eagle owl, and she's going to go in that cage, and we are in the process of getting it ready. We already have perches wrapped and getting ready to go in. What we are going to do, because hi, what we are going to do is we're getting ready to get a couple of sheets, and we're going to hang a sheet on this side and this side, and get them used to right now. Thanks, Nancy, my Raven lunatic mug. We're going to get them used to seeing sheets, but we're going to put the sheets up several times throughout the day and then drop them. And the bird gets here, the owl will be here on August 21st, because I'm leaving this week and I will be gone until for a while. So I'll be doing Coffee with the Critters next week, out of state. Hi. And then the day I get back, the owl is coming. So we're going to get the perches hung now, and we're going to start hanging the sheets now so the birds get ready to see in the sheets. What I plan on doing is throughout the day, the sheets drop so the birds get used to seeing the owl. And then what I don't want is, because the owl's not going to make, hopefully, much noise at night. Since owls don't make any noise with their wings, we're going to hang the sheets up at night so the birds can't see any type of flight, since the owl is nocturnal. What? And drop the sheets during the day, and we're going to keep training. The owl will be here for 3 to 4 weeks of training, because we've got another zoo animal coming in behind it. So anyways, we've got the Bellatrix project. happening in level 2. So hopefully, hey Michelle, good to see you. Hopefully you guys have already been, those of you in level 2 have already been paying attention to everything that's going on a daily basis with the Bellatrix Project. So, hi. There's a couple different behavior issues I wanted to talk to you guys about that we're working on here. And I was just thinking about it this morning before I came out. Oh, here's one. Here's one. Okay? Snow. Since all of us here train Snow, our deaf and blind puppy, since all of us train Snow, we have to make sure that, we have to make sure that we're all doing the same thing, because Snow has several different, let me show you. And this is key in training any animal. You need to make sure you're doing the same, everybody's doing the same things. So this means come. Right here, means come. She's doing it. So a swipe under the chin means come. 2 taps on the butt means sit. Okay. I'm not going to get her attention right now. But this is what's happening. Okay? And this is key in working with any behavior. Janine, hang on a second. I'll answer your question. This happens, 2 incidents, one with Snow and one with pigs. This is a common one with pigs, comes to mind. So this is what happens. Snow gets excited to see somebody, so we put a training plan in place, and she will start jumping. She will start jumping. So what I do is what we've told everybody, and that's a human thing. That's something that humans train, is for dogs to jump. So something we've done, and why would she jump? It's to get attention. So something or somebody has been reinforcing it, otherwise it wouldn't happen. And it's hard not to pet a jumping cute puppy. We are full of energy this morning. So anyways, what we've started doing, and we showed this when the Autism Model School was here on a tour, is instead of jumping, we would wait until she would do anything else. I wanted to see all 4 feet on the floor, so then we would bridge and reinforce. And a tap on a chest is her bridge. That's her clicker. Let me reinforce Rico for being a cutie matootie back here. Anyways, so Snow decided that she would lay down. So she started lay down. So what we told everybody was ignore the jump, pet her, bend over, and give her the attention when she lays down. And it started working almost immediately. So the behavior concern then shifted to, oh, sorry, I didn't know you guys couldn't see that. And I've got Snow hitting the tripod. So the behavior concern then shifted, and what happened is Snow would jump and then lay down. And this just happened the other day with one of the volunteers, and I said, she's thinking, and it's just, it's what we're training her to do. We're now training her to jump and then lay down. So the key is, and I was telling Lindsay this the other day, is because she comes up, she jumps, and then she lays down, and then we reinforce it. And I said the key is catching it before the jump happens. Because after it already happens, it's too late. You've already missed your opportunity to reinforce an alternate behavior. So what we're doing now, that's Snow hitting the tripod. She's my cameraman. Hi, camera woman. Anyways, thanks, Snow. So now I told Lindsay the other day, the key is to, man, it really, having all these animals, I need a cameraman. The key now is to catch it before it happens. And that's also very common. This is a common behavior issue I see with pigs, especially because one of the most common behavior issues with pigs is aggression. And depending on the situation, many times, but not all the time, I will say reinforce a station, get the animal to go someplace and stay there. That was the dogs on the blue mat. The orange square over there, that is Milo's station. So, hi. This is what I see a lot with pigs, is if they are showing signs of aggression, such as lunging, charging, biting, which is extremely common, head swiping, give them an alternate behavior. I'm never going to be able to sit down and have this conversation. Give them an alternate behavior that they can do. And what I do is when I train a station, that's differential reinforcement of an incompatible behavior, because a pig can't be charging if it's sitting on a station. But many times what I see happen is the exact same thing I just talked about happening with Snow. She thinks she's got to do the jump and then the lay down. So with people with pigs, if they don't shape duration meaning staying on the station, and this is what happens, is you have this charging, lunging pig, you've got it on a station, and then somebody walks by. If you don't bridge or reinforce fast enough or train duration, that pig, I guarantee you, will start pretending like it's going to charge somebody, so you tell it to get back on the station so it earns reinforcement. So if they don't get reinforcement fast enough, or you don't train duration, that's how I see pigs training people all the time. Pigs are amazingly intelligent. They're one of the most smartest manipulative animals I've ever trained. And I see them, I'm like, you are training me. Yes, you are, and you're doing it well, and I fell for it. So a lot of times I'll see pigs start to pretend like they're going to charge somebody, so you tell them to get back on their station because they want food. That happens all the time. I see it happen all the time. Anyways, I'm going to back up to something. Mano says, an owl doesn't need as much sleep as other animals. They can get short spurts of sleep and be good to go. Awesome. And I know, Janine, you had said something. Carol says, can't wait to see you at Task Expo in St. Charles. Yes, I'm super excited to let you guys know. I've been asked to... Please give her the toy. I've been asked to co-lecture a college course out of Chicago, and that will be happening this October, so I'm super excited. Dr. Jason Crean has asked me to co-lecture his zoo biology and genetics course, so I will be teaching and putting together a syllabus for his students on understanding applied behavior analysis and working with animals. Yay! So I'm super excited. That's what's happening at the end of October. And then in November, I'll be speaking at the Ohio Wildlife Rehabilitators Association, their conference, their annual conference, doing a workshop, and doing a couple different things, right, Mano? Anyways, let's see. Janine says, how does that work? You wake up the owl to train. Does it sleep affect owls like it does? Oh, that's why Mano was commenting to you. Oftentimes, if I'm training a nocturnal animal, I can't be up all night training it. I've trained numerous owls, and I swore I'd never train another one. But I couldn't pass up the opportunity to train a young owl. Because thanks guys, just like I said, where did I say it the other day? I made a post. It is so extremely important, if you have a young animal, to implement training. You're probably training it anyways. Implement appropriate training immediately, because these animals are so impressionable at this young age. You miss that time, you've lost it. You'll never get it back. Now, most of the animals we work with here, we don't have that luxury. Most of our animals have lost their homes for one reason or another, except for Quincy, Rico. Quincy's like, yeah, you called? Yeah. Did you need me for something? Oh no, I trained that. Extinguish. She doesn't have another behavior to do because the station's not. Anyways, so you never get that time back when that animal is that young. Do not miss that opportunity. That's why we had, we had an episode on here called The Terrible Twos. That is a very dangerous label. Very dangerous label. Because people think that these behaviors are happening because it's this time period that animals or people go through where they are constantly getting into trouble. Well, they're not constantly getting into trouble. And it's not the terrible twos. It should be the awesome twos. Take advantage of it because you're missing it. That animal is learning during those years. It's experimenting with its environment. Hi, Julie. It's experimenting with its environment, and it's learning consequences, outcomes, and what gets its reinforcers. And if you are not there to show and teach that animal's learning all kinds of things that you are now going to spend a lot of time and potentially money trying to counter condition, because behavior issues are skyrocketing, and many times the animal just loses its home because of that dangerous label called the terrible twos. That is one of my biggest pet peeves, is that term. If somebody tells me they're working through the terrible twos, I'm like, give me your animal. Please give me your animal so I can help it and show it what's going to earn reinforcement through these years. Does that make sense? Hey, thanks, Nancy. Thank you. Hi. So does anybody have any questions? Because actually I was going to have today's topic be on punishment, understanding punishment. What are you thinking, Rock? But I didn't have enough time to think about it, so I didn't want to waste an episode on punishment without being able to provide awesome content. So I decided to just come on here and talk about some different behavior issues we're having here. Are you counter surfing? She's like, no. No, but let me bark because you've reinforced it. Hey, Christine. Hi. Let's see. I got to find something for her to do. You sit. Down. Does anybody have any questions? I know we have, we are into some serious training right now because the week that I get back, so in 2 weeks, we have Bellatrix coming, the Eurasian Eagle Owl, and then we have 3 workshops almost back to back. We have a workshop that Wednesday, Thursday, and Monday. and I am super excited about it. The staff of the Autism Model School, there's 60 people coming over for workshops on using applied behavior analysis with the animals. So I'm really super excited about that. And so that's causing me to have to train a lot of the animals different things here. So I plan on having Milo, the mini pig, Cello, the roller pigeon, Levi, our deaf dog, maybe Rocky, our Moluccan cockatoo, hi, in the workshop. So that training has started. So these animals are not used to a lot of different people interacting with them. If that's the case, I've got to get them ready. So in our memberships and our projects, you are seeing all the steps that I'm going to take to get these animals used to, they need to get used to change, because there's going to be 60 different strangers coming in here, training them, interacting with them. So, hey, Mason, good to see ya. Heather says, my sister-in-law's dog tends to overcorrect other dogs as well as overprotect his owner, and has bit my dog before. Do you have any suggestions? Her dog is a Great Dane. Okay, that's all I can see. I would have to know so much more, and that's Snow on the tripod. Heather, I would have to know so much more. Feel free to email me. But it sounds like your sister-in-law's dog is a lot like Quincy, our Rottweiler here. She's like, are you talking about me? So that is why I was so concerned with Snow coming here, because Quincy can resource guard me, her toys, definitely her food. So it takes training. It takes training, and it takes a lot of shaking. Shaking without pushing the animal over threshold. Tambry says, yeah, so Mason just said something about our membership program. We have our membership and our projects. So if you guys like the live streams, like I haven't done a lot of training today in this live stream, but if you like that, we have the memberships and the projects. That's what we do all week, every week. It's these live streams, except for I'm hands-on training something and showing you how and why and the mistakes I'm making. You can find out more about that on the Animal Behavior Center's website, theanimalbehaviorcenter.com. Otherwise, just message me. Let's see, somebody else has a question. Let's see, hang on. Tambry says, how do you get a small dog to not be afraid of big dogs? Through shaping. A lot of times small dogs will constantly bark, and it's based, a lot of it's fear-based, and if you push that dog past its comfort level, you will often reinforce the bark. Hi. So he was attacked with curiosity by some big dogs at a park. That's not uncommon. Yeah, Tambry, I would contact a well-qualified dog trainer in your area, and I believe you're from Pennsylvania. I can't remember. I know we got a couple different dog trainers on this group, in this live stream as well. I saw Christine in here. I highly suggest you contact somebody that works in that area, and that doesn't use like force or aversive methods, because that will make it 10 times worse. That will likely make it 10 times worse. And that's one of the things I was going to address about punishment. I'll have an upcoming episode on punishment, because there's a difference between punishment and aversives. Punishment, two things for something be a punisher: it must happen after a behavior, and it must cause the future rate of the behavior to decrease. I will use punishment. I use negative punishment, which is just a temporary timeout from positive reinforcement. But you need to understand it to use it effectively. And do I use positive punishment? Positive punishers are always aversives. And I try to stay away from aversives, as far away from aversives as I possibly can, because I know the consequences of using them. I know the consequences of using them. And just like Paul Chance said, the only time I use a positive punisher is when the alternative of not using it is worse. But when I'm using a positive punisher, what a positive punisher is it's called positive because it's added to the environment, but it causes the future rate of behavior to decrease. Such as, I would never do this. Quincy's behind me barking. If I turned around and smacked her butt, I would never do that. Because I know the side effects of using that, and I know there's much more effective methods. If I have to use a positive punisher, I will use it when the alternative of not using it is worse. And then I will say well, I wouldn't do that with Quincy. Let's say, two dogs are going after each other. And that's Snow on the tripod. Say two dogs are going after each other. Here she comes. And there's going to be a major fight. And I'm standing there with a hose. And what I would do is I would turn around and get the hose out to prevent the fight from happening. But then I would drop the hose, and I don't want to keep doing that. That's when I say, note to self, this needs training. If I were to have introduced Snow, our deaf and blind puppy, to Quincy and just let him come right in the house, Snow would have been attacked immediately by both Levi and Quincy. So there, Snow, you're killing me. And my camera angle's off again. So yeah, like Sharon said, when you know better, you do better. I know the consequences of using aversives to control behavior. And I have an upcoming talk on this, hopefully. That's why I love to train exotics. I love training exotics because try using aversives to control behavior here. Snow, you're killing me. Try using aversives to control behavior here. You do that, I guarantee you'll never be able to walk in that cage. That's why I like training giraffe, because like I was just telling somebody the other day, I hadn't trained Puzzles the giraffe in a while, and I still haven't trained him in a while, but I was teaching him a backup on cue. I taught him to back up, and I'm always planning for accidents. So I'm like, what if I ever find myself face to face with this animal? There are no cage bars between us. And that has happened. I want the most positive relationship with that animal. So say all of a sudden the giraffe and I are standing in front of each other. I may never think he's going to intentionally hurt me, but that is a big animal. And I don't ever want to be in front of it without some kind of protection. So anyways, what I was teaching Puzzles was to back up on cue. And I was wanting to teach him to target his butt to a corner, just like I did with Milo the pig. That way, if you find yourself face to face with this animal, you can go ahead and ask them to give you the behavior, and they're likely going to do it because it has a history of positive reinforcement. Anyways, so I was teaching this giraffe to back up on cue. And those of you in level 2 have seen it. All I would do was tell them, back up. Thank you guys for sharing this live stream. I appreciate it. Hey, Lisa. I was just telling him, Puzzles, back. And I would say the word back, and I would point, and he would start backing up on cue. And then I had left for a while, and then I came back. And another keeper, and it's just based on, they didn't know there was alternate ways, alternate methods. And they're like, oh, you're teaching, good job, Rico. You're teaching Puzzles to back up on cue. And I said, yeah, I am. She goes, oh, we've already got that. And I'm like, you do? That's awesome. Woo! I gotta reinforce this. Woo! Yeah! What are you doing, Pipsqueak? Toss it! Toss it! So that's Rico searching for attention. Let me just turn this camera around real quick. What do you think, Pipsqueak? Toss it! Toss it! So he finds something to toss. Yeah! Thanks for sharing, Bill. Toss it! He's not going to do it. Anyways. So another keeper had come in that didn't know an alternate method of training this. She goes, oh, I've already got Puzzles backing up. And I said, oh yeah, how do you do it? And so she showed me. She showed me. She walked up to Puzzles, put her hand on his chest, and started pushing. And I was like, ugh. And I'm like, but you don't have to do that. I mean, you could clearly tell Puzzles didn't like it. His ears went back, and he started pushing his head to the side, and he backed up. And then, so after she walked away, I had the live stream going in level 2 membership, and I said, let's try this again. So I started asking Puzzles to back up on cue, and he started backing up on cue, and I reinforced it, and I said, I'm just going to try this to see what he does. And I walked up to him, and I put my hand on his chest, and I started pushing him, and you know what I got? I got a head coming down next to me. He bit my shirt and started pulling my shirt, and he nudged me with his head. And I said, when you know better, you do better. Right, Sharon? This doesn't need to be. You don't have to do this. The animal can want to do it for you, and you can train it to want to do it for you. And that's exactly what I did. Education is key. Yeah, so anyways, other than that, we've got Bellatrix coming here in a couple of weeks. Sorry, guys. This week I'll be in New Jersey, so possibly doing Coffee with the Critters from New Jersey next Sunday, as long as it's cool with Jeannie. I've done Coffee with the Critters with her before, and we got Bellatrix coming. Then we've got 4 workshops coming up within the following 2 months. I'll be in Chicago the end of October, and in Columbus, Rocky, the beginning of November. I have a possible presentation coming up on September 21st if I get accepted, and if I do, you'll be hearing about it. So anyways, I'll go ahead and let you guys go. I'm going to go ahead and get my day moving, get some of the birds out flying. You guys, you are making me laugh when you say try using a verses with cockatoos. Yeah, try it. You guys have an awesome week, and I'll still be posting all week from New Jersey. All right? See you guys.